Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I am filming a new video in this series where I will look upon the releases for spring 2020, aka new YA releases for the next season, look upon the synopsises, give my judgment if I will try to pick them up or not. I did this for winter 2019 and we are continuing with it now. This is a bit different from like most anticipated releases video because I don't know what will be on the lists that I'm looking at. So there might be surprises and I will find new releases or like releases I have no interest in whatsoever. Right now I'm going with the Goodreads list of YA releases. I don't know better lists for the moment. There's a lot of books on these lists for the next 3 months, obviously. But I would just be looking at the top 5 for these because I worked last time and just like mention other books that I see on the list. You will see how it goes as we go through this. So let's just get started. First off, you can already see what the 5 books that we were talking about are, because I can see them too. And let's go into the first one. Bonkers Moon by Catherine Purdy. This one I have already seen around quite a lot, so it was not a surprise that it was here. It's being released the 10th of March, and let's read the synopsis. Bone criers have a sacred duty. They alone can keep the dead from preying on the living, but the power to ferry the spirits of the dead into Goddess Elara's night heavens or Tyra's underworld comes from sacrifice. The god demands a promise of dedication, and that promise comes at cost of the bone crier's one true love. Alessa has been prepared since birth to become the matriarch of the bone criers, a mysterious family of women who use strengths drawn from animal bones to ferry dead souls. But first she must complete her rite of passage and kill the boy she's also destined to love. Bastian's father was slain by a bone crier and he's been seeking revenge ever since. Yet when he finally captures one, his vengeance will have to wait. Alyssa's, I can't even say her name, ritual has begun, and now the fates are entwined in life and in death. Sabine has never had a stomach for the bone crier's work, but when her best friend Alyssa is taken captive, Sabine would do whatever it takes to save her, even if it means defying the traditions and the matriarch to break the bond between Elise and Bastian before they all die. So I haven't read the synopsis of this before now, but as I said, I have seen it and I was planning to pick it up. But it sounds kinda nah. There's 3 different perspectives that I get from the synopsis, and it's like, oh, they're destined to love each other, but they can't love each other. Generally, I just don't like books that are like too much focus on the romance as well. So like, I would pick it up, and of course it might surprise me, but like, my expectations for this just lowered a bit. I am sorry. Also, sometimes I think synopses are written in such a weird way. Like, I get what it was about, but also the synopsis were kind of confusing. Let's go to the next one. It's Chain of Gold. I have been calling this Cane of Gold in several videos and I am ashamed. Only one of my most anticipated releases. I have pre-ordered several copies. It's the next installment in the Shadowhunter Chronicles sequel series to the Infernal Devices, but you don't really have to read Infernal Devices to read this, according to Cassandra Clare, but I would do it to get like the full picture. Being released on the 3rd of March, I've been waiting only 4 years for this. We can read the synopsis. Cane of Gold is the first novel in a new trilogy that stars the Shadowhunters of Edwardian London. Welcome to Edwardian London, a time for electric lights and long shadows, the celebration of artistic beauty and wild pursuit of pleasure. With demons waiting in the dark, for years there has been a peace in Shadowhunter world. James and Lucy Herondale, children of the famous Will and Tessa, have grown up in an idyll with their loving friends and family, listening to stories of good defeating evil and love conquering all. But everything changes when the Blackthorn and Casteres families come to London, and so does a remorseless and inescapable plague. James Herondale longs for a great love, and he thinks he has found it in the beautiful, mysterious Grace Blackthorn. Cordelia Casteres is desperate to become a hero, save her family from ruin, and keep her secret love for James hidden. When disaster strikes the Shadowhunters, James, Cordelia, and their friends are plunged into a wild adventure which will reveal dark and incredible powers, and the true cruel price of being a hero and falling in love. Of course, falling in love with Cassandra Clare's books. But she has so much more as well. Like, we have already met all these characters if you have read or heard about the other short story collection that Cassandra Clare writes with other authors. You have seen and met all these characters already and you know so much about them. So all those other short stories where we have met them, like in Tales of Shadowhunter Academy and Tales from Shadowhunter Market, now I don't remember the correct title apparently. You have seen all these characters and got to know them, and they are so precious already, so I just can't wait a full book with them. I can't wait for this. I am so excited. Like, I think I would love it. So yeah, I had a lot of pre-thoughts for this even as we went in. We then have, as you can see, Kingdom of Back by Marie Lu. This one is her newest release and seems to be a standalone. I have heard about this, of course. I think the cover is absolutely stunning, and like, I already knew I was gonna pick it up. So I'm just predictable in this video. From the #1 New York Times bestselling author Marie Lu comes a historical YA fantasy about a musical prodigy. Is that how you say that word? She even has like a book titled that. Lol. And the dangerous length she would go to make history remember her. Perfect for fans of Susanna Clarke and the Hazelwood. I have read the Hazelwood, but now I don't remember who Susanna Clarke is. I am sorry. 2 siblings, 2 brilliant talents, but only one Mozart. Born with a gift for music, number Mozart had just one wish. Is that actually about like Mozart? Like, just like in a fantasy historical YA fiction? To be remembered forever, but even as she delights... Oh, it's a girl. I'll take it all back. But even as she delights audiences with her masterful playing, she has a little hope she will ever become the acclaimed composer she longs to be. She is a young woman in the 18th century Europe, and that means composing is forbidden to her. She will perform only until she reaches a marriageable age. Her tyrannical father has made that much clear. We love the old sexist days. And as numeral, I like my English is failing. Hope grows dimmer with each passing year. The talents of her beloved younger brother, Wolfgang, only seems to shine brighter. His brilliance begins to eclipse her own, until one day a mysterious stranger from a magical land appears with an irresistible offer. He has the power to make a wish come true, but his help might cost her everything. In her first historical fiction, #1 New York Times bestselling author Marie Lu spins a lush, lyrical told story of music magic and a breakable bond between a brother and sister. Okay, I didn't know the synopsis of this, like I've seen it, and I knew it was about musicians and stuff, but oh my god, this sounds great. Now I'm hyped. Like, I don't usually read historical fiction that much. Like, of course I pick it up here and there, but this is a fantasy historical fiction written by Marie Lu, who I do really enjoy. Like, I only read one other book by her, but I have like all of them that she has written, because that's how I work. But yeah, now I'm very excited, and the cover is so pretty. Like, I really love it. I really do. Let's go to the next one, and this one, All Your Twisted Secrets by Diana Urban. I have not heard about before. Yeah, it was really high up as well, like, because like the list I'm using, people rate up things, I believe. So like, yeah, let's read the synopsis. This thrilling debut, reminiscent of the new fan favorites like One of Us is Lying and the beloved classics of Agatha Christie, will leave readers guessing until the explosive ending. So when you finish the book will explode. I don't know what I'm saying. Welcome to dinner, and again, congratulations on being selected. Now you must do the selecting. When the queen bee, star athlete, valedictorian, stoner, loner, and music geek all have in common. I don't know, but I feel like I'm reading a synopsis of One of Us is Lying, or the Breakfast Club, isn't that what it's called? They are all invited to a scholarship dinner, only to discover it's a trap. No kidding. Someone has locked them into a room with a bomb, a syringe filled with poison, and a note saying that they have 1 hour to pick someone to kill, or else everyone dies. Amber Prescott is determined to get her classmate and herself out of the room alive, but that might be easier said than done. No one knows how they are all connected, or who would want them dead, as they retrace the events over the past year that might have triggered a captor's ultimatum. It becomes clear that everyone is hiding something, of course. And with the clock ticking down, confusion turns into fear, and fear morphs into panic as they race to answer the biggest question: who would it choose to die? Okay, I'm sitting here. This has potential to be really good. I didn't enjoy One of Us Was Lying that much because there was like the secret reveal thing as well. And all secrets in these kinds of books are always like someone is cheating or someone is gay, and it's all like made into big deals. Like, of course, cheating is not a good thing. I just meant that it was the same kind of secrets. And I feel like we can fall into that in this book as well. But like at the same time, I do like the concept of it, but it depends a lot on the execution of what I would think of it. But I am curious, and I will probably pick the book up. But at the same time, I feel like it can fall into the cliches, but it could also have the potential to be really good. So I don't know where it would fall. Going to the next one, we have Heavenfall by Sarah Holland. I have her other book, Everless, and I haven't read it yet, but I have been interested in that for a while and I thought I would enjoy it. And this is her new series, Heavenfall, as you can see, and now we can read what it is about. I have seen this around as well, but I don't know what it's about. A safe haven between four realms, the girls sworn to protect it at any cost. Hidden deep in the mountain of Colorado lies the inn at Heavenfall, a sanctuary that connects ancient worlds, each with their own magic. Together for generations, the inn has protected all who seek refuge within its walls, and any who disrupt, that word just really put me off, the peace can never return. For Maddie Morrow, I just like the name was, summers are the inn are more than a chance to experience this magic firsthand. Heavenfall is an escape from reality, where her mother sits on a death row accused of murdering Maddie's brother. It's where Maddie fell in love with a handsome Fjordan Soldier Brecken. It's where one day she will hope to inherit the role of innkeeper from her beloved uncle. But this summer the impossible happens. A dead body is found, shattering everything the inn stands for. With Brecken missing, her uncle gravely injured, and a dangerous creature on the loose, Maddie suddenly finds herself responsible for the safety of everyone in Heavenfall. She would do anything to uncover the truth, even if it means working together with the alluring new staffer Taya, who seems to know more than she's letting on. As dark secrets are revealed about the inn itself, one thing becomes clear to Maddie: no one can be trusted and no one is safe. Okay, it sounds very interesting. I really do like the concept of it, and it also says on the side that it is LGBT as well, so maybe she will get a thing with his Taya, at least that's what I assume from the synopsis, so that is interesting as well. However, even when a lot of YAs have like a very interesting concept, I think a lot of them do tend to fall into cliches, which I'm sure you have all experienced. So I'm not saying that automatically this will do that, but I don't know, and sometimes it sounds so cool and then I get very disappointed, so I'm skeptical. But I haven't like read any of her work, so yeah, I just saw people saying it was very typical of her other series. Everyone has these great original ideas, but again, it depends a lot on the execution and how you choose to tell the story. And sometimes a lot of YA fantasy tend to tell the same story but in original different worlds. I like it a lot when what I'm reading breaks the norm and what you expect, and I find that a lot too. So I don't know where this will fall in. Obviously, this is what I think almost before I go into any book. Of course, every book has something unique and special in them. I'm not saying that. I'm just like scared to have my expectations too high, but the cover is very pretty and it sounds interesting. So yeah, I will probably read her other books first because I have that one already, but we will see. That sometimes doesn't go as I plan. That was this one, and yes, I will probably pick it up eventually. We will see. And that was the top 5 for March, but as you can see, there is loads more. All in the Sky I have on my want to read, and I haven't read any books by the author, but I have them all. The Midnight Lie I know a lot of people are excited for, and I have gotten a very pretty copy of it, so like I am already picking it up. We'll probably eventually of course read the rest of the Shadow Mist series, and The Shadow for the Fox I read the first book and really enjoyed, so I'm reading that one. I know I have a copy of this as well, an arc of Wicked As You Wish actually, that I got in my Fairloot, which is at home in Norway. So that one I will be reading and have a full review up on my channel. This one I heard about and we pick up. There is so many. I will read this one because it's the sequel to The Fever King, and there's so many books, like I can't even talk about all of them. That was just some honorable mentions. That was it for March, and let's go on to April. Here are the top ones for April. You can see them already. going into Ruthless Gods by Emily A. Duncan. This is the sequel to Wicked Saints, which I actually have already read because I listened to it audiobook when I was here because I was so curious about it. I felt like it wasn't bad, but I didn't love it, and I was kind of like this confused and a bit disappointed in it because I had very high expectations for it. But I feel like the sequel can give the book so much more, so I'm very excited for it, and I will read a synopsis for it. If you haven't read the first one, maybe skip this part. I don't know how much I would spoil. Darkness never works alone. Nadia doesn't trust her magic anymore. Seraphine in fighting of a voice in his head and doesn't belong to him. Oh my god, they said the name a billion times in the audiobook and now I've forgotten. Malichas. I don't know how to pronounce it right now, and I'm too lazy to fix it. It's at war with who and what he's become. As the group is continually torn apart, the girl, the prince, and the monster find their fates irrecoverably intertwined. They are the pieces on a board being orchestrated by someone or something. The voices that Seraphine hears in the darkness, the ones that Nanya believes are her gods, the ones that Malachias, I am so sorry, desperate to meet, those voices want a stake in the world and they refuse to stay quiet any longer. So actually it didn't spoil actually kind of the first book at all. It's very vague. I will pick this up because I read the first one and of course I am interested in the second one. And as I said, I did enjoy the first one and I see the potential it has. I'm just excited for it. Okay, the next one is The Serpent's Curse by Lisa Maxwell, and this is the third book in the Last Magician series. I actually have book 1 and book 2 at home on my shelf and I haven't read any of those. So because of that, I don't want to read the synopsis of the third one because I don't want to be spoiled, but knowing that I have the first and the second one, I heard amazing things about them, I am sure I will pick up the third one. And even like if I didn't like love it to death, I always complete my series because I'm just like that, because sometimes they really do surprise you, which means that yes, I will be picking this up and I don't know actually a lot about it. So yeah, I have forgotten. I knew what it was about at some point, but now I have forgotten. That is my thoughts on this one. I don't know what this is at all. I haven't seen this at all. Check please, book 2, Sticks and Stones. This seems to be a sequel of another book, and I think it's also a graphic novel because it's published by First Second, which is a graphic novel. It's an LGBT young adult graphic novel. I feel like I have seen it around, but I haven't like known a lot about it. I have seen it, I know I have, but now I definitely will pick it up. Yeah, like for sure. Like I probably would have when like I've seen it more, but like now I will. I don't want to read the synopsis on the second one. Yeah, but now you know it exists as well as I do, and oh my god, how fun times we are having. We then had A Deck of Omens by Christine Lynn Herman. This is the sequel to The Devouring Grey, which was released last year. I don't know what that one is about, but I have been planning to pick it up. Since it was released, I've just been here in Japan, so I've been buying books. I probably would have picked it up by now if I was home. So I know I will be reading this one already, but also I don't want to read the synopsis for this one either. So like I'm just cheating myself out of like every single book right now. I am sorry. YA Fantasy as well, and yeah, I will probably pick it up. It says it is LGBT as well, so that is awesome. I think I knew that already, but like my brain forgets things. Oh my god, no! Going on to the last one for this month, Time of Our Lives by Emily Wibberley and Austin Siegemund Broca. This one I have seen. I've seen the cover at some point, I believe, but I don't know anything more about it than that. So let's read the synopsis. It is apparently a YA young adult contemporary romance, a reflective romantic coming of age novel that explores life after high school, perfect for fans of fangirl and emergency contact. So it's not set in high school, which is nice because we always want more books set in colleges. I feel like I see people want that a lot. A boy desperate to hold on, a girl ready to let go. Fritz Holton waits in fear for the day his single mother's early onset Alzheimer's starts stealing her memory. He's vowed to stay close to home to care for her in the years to come, never mind the ridiculous college charge she's forcing him on to visit schools where he knows he will never go. Juniper Ramirez is counting down the days until she can leave home, a home crowded with 5 younger siblings and 0 privacy. Against the wishes of her tight-knit family, Juniper plans her own college tour of the East Coast with one goal: get out. When Fitz and Juniper cross the path of the first college tour in Boston, they are at odds from the moment they meet. Of course they are. While Juniper's dying to start a new life apart from her family, Fitz faces the sacrifices he must make for his. The relationship sparks a deep connection. In each other's eyes, they glimpse on alternative possibilities regarding the first big decision of their adult lives. Time of Our Lives is the story of home and away, of wonder and weight of memory, of outgrowing fears and growing into the future. So this sounds like a very cute YA contemporary, which I'm sure I will enjoy, and yes, I would probably pick this up. Like, I'm not really picky with books I pick up, and this sounds again like really similar to other books I have read and enjoyed. So yeah, I will pick this up. I don't know how many expectations I do have for it though, but like I feel like it can be very touching and cute, and it also can be like, okay, like it depends. I feel like I say that with every single book. That was all the books I was gonna look on for April. Going on to May, my favorite month, because that's when I have birthday. And of course on top we had Ballad of Song, Birds and Snakes by Suzanne Collins. Recently we did find out what this book is actually about, and there has been mixed reception for that. This is the prequel to the Hunger Games series, and we did find out recently that it's gonna follow President Snow. Do we wanna follow President Snow? I know in me that it has the potential to be good, maybe, like, but at the same time we don't really need a story for President Snow and like feel bad for him. I feel like ambition will fuel him, competition will drive him, but power has its price. And the camera is falling. It is the morning of the reaping that will kick off the 10th annual Hunger Games. In the capital, 18-year-old Cornelius Snow is preparing for his one shot at glory as a mentor in the games. The once mighty House of Snow has fallen on hard times, its fate hanging on the slender chance that Cornelius, I don't actually know how to pronounce his name anymore apparently, will be able to charm, outwit and outmaneuver his fellow students to mentor the winning Truebit. The odds are against him. He's been given the humiliating assignment of mentoring the female tribute from District 12. The lowest of the low, the fates are now completely intertwined. Every choice Cornelius makes could lead to favor or failure, triumph or ruin. Inside the arena, it will be a fight to the death. Outside the arena, Cornelius starts to feel for his doomed tribute and must weigh his need to follow the rules against his desire to survive no matter what it takes. First of all, I hate this cover. It's like very ugly. Second of all, like, I was excited for this and I think I will still read it, but like I don't know how I feel about reading the story of President Snow, because I don't want to feel bad for him, because that like makes everything that Katniss and everyone did to him, to the capital, like it could be seen in a bad light. At the same time, like maybe Suzanne Collins write this in a way that doesn't make it feel like that, but I don't even know how I feel about it. Like, we will get a story now from Privilege. I mean, an origin villain story, I don't know. Did we want it? I have very conflicted feelings about it. Like, I can see how it's thought about and how it can be surprising and it can be a good novel, but at the same time, I don't think it was necessary for us to know Snow, because Katniss is our hero, and I'm not saying that this will make Snow our hero, but it would definitely, like, we are on his side in this book as we follow him. So I don't know how I feel about it. I am conflicted. It could go either way, but like, I love the Hunger Games, so I will pick it up probably, but I'm not excited for it as I was, and the camera is literally hating me. Moving on, because I can't speak about this apparently. We have Aurora Burning by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, and this one is the sequel to Aurora Rising, and I do have the first book at home, but I haven't read it yet, and I will read it eventually, which means I will be reading this one, but like, I don't want to read the synopsis. I haven't read their other series Illuminate yet either, even though I do have that as well, and I just know I will probably pick up these authors' books anyway. And camera's killing me, it's killing me. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that one, but yeah, I will read it. So I heard about Alvin Hamilton because she writes the other series Rebel of Sands, I think, and I have that whole series, but I haven't read it yet. Yeah, it even says on the thing, I just didn't look. Best-selling Rebel of the Sands author Alvin Hamilton is back with a glittering thriller about a glorious media darling, a surprise heiress, and a magical competition of a lifetime. I love myself a magical competition, by the way. At 16, Honora Nora Holtzfall is the daughter of the most powerful heiress in all of Valstad. Her family controls all the money and all the magic in the entire country. Whoa! Intense things. But despite being the center of attention, Nora has always felt like an outsider. When her mother is found dead in an alley, the family throne and fortune are suddenly up for grabs. That does not sound good, and Nora will be pitted against her cousins in the Veritas, an ultimate magical competition for power that determines the one family heir. There is a surprise contestant this time, Lotte, the illegitimate daughter of Nora's aunt. When Lotte's absent mother retrieves her from the rural convent she's abandoned her to. Whew, that was a lot of words. Lotte goes from being an orphan to be surrounded by family. Unfortunately, most of them want her dead. And soon Nora discovers that her mother's death wasn't random. It was a murder. And the only person she can trust to uncover the truth of what happened is a rockish young reporter who despises everything Nora and her family stands for. With everything against her, Lotte's last hope is hunting for the identity of her father. What? We just came to the conclusion after all that. Okay, with a dangerous competition and her feelings for Theo, one of Holtzfall's sworn protectors, turns her world upside down. Incredible test, impossible choices, and deadly odds await both girls, but there can only be one winner. So yeah, this sounds fun. Like, I am interested in other series, and I think like there is like a one series I would enjoy, and this one I probably pick up. I feel like at the point in my life I need to, like, even if I picked up another book by that author, I don't actually need to pick up the next books, but I haven't been doing this for a while, and I think a part of me will pick this up and like might change. It does sound fun, but it also sounds like something that I would just be not hate, but just be neutral to. So we will see if I ever get to it. Not that I will probably buy it, but like if I ever get to read it, then when I get to read it, we will see how I feel about it. That was what I was trying to say. These are just always like books that I feel like could be everything for some, but also like they're usually just like average for me, but that doesn't mean I hate them, but I keep reading them when I should just be going after like the top-notch things for me, but I don't do that. But also it could be that, who knows, like things surprise me all the time. Here we have The Betrothed by Kira Cass, which is the author of the Selection series, and I never read that. I always wanted to when I was really into those kinds of books, and now I feel like I'm too late because I think I will hate them now. This just sound very trashy, but like I guess in a good way for many. Yeah, here is her new series, I think, and let's read the synopsis. When King Jameson declares his love for Lady Hollis Bright, Hollis is shocked. I was shocked too, and thrilled. After all, she's grown up at Kuruskin Castle, vying for the king's attention alongside other daughters of the nobility. Capturing his heart is a dream come true, but Holly soon realizes that falling in love with a king and being crowned queen might not be the happily after she thought it would be. And when she meets a commoner with a mysterious power to see right into her heart, she finds that the future she really wants is the one she never thought to imagine. Sounds romantic and intense. Young ad YA historical romance fiction, it says, and like, I don't know, man, like this is a book that I would say yes, I would pick it up probably because like I know the author's popular. I want to still read the Selection series because I hate myself, not because I think I would hate it, but just because I know I want to read it, but I feel like I won't love it, so like I am basically wasting my own time, but I do it willingly all the time. People say you should spend your time on things you love, and like I will maybe enjoy that. Those are not the kinds of books that would be top-notch for me, but I will still read them. Like with a lot of books, I will read anything, always. And some people would consider that a waste of time, but I have been doing this for my whole life, and I don't know why, but I'm still like that. This is why I would say yes, I will probably read this, but I don't know how I will feel about it. So yeah, that was really reflective thoughts upon my life, and I'm like reconsidering how I read in my head. Next release for May is Re Free the Stars by Hafsa Faisal, and this one is the sequel to We Hunt the Flame, which I have already read and was one of my most anticipated releases. Like, I didn't love it as much as I thought I would, but I really enjoyed it. And of course I will read the sequel, so let's read the synopsis. Saphira is the hunter, braving the cursed forest of the Arst to feed her people. Nasir is the prince of death, assassinating those who defied his autocratic father, the Sultan. She must hide her identity, he mustn't display compassion, but when both embark on a quest to uncover a lost magic artifact, Saphira and Nasir encounter an ancient evil long thought destroyed and discover the prize they seek might be even more dangerous than in the enemies. In We Free the Stars, Saphira and Nasir must conquer the darkness around and inside of them. So this sounds like the synopsis of the first book. Like, it doesn't say anything actually what the second book is about, so that was a weird synopsis. That's all I gotta say. Like, this could be the synopsis of the first book. Instead of it says in the end of In We Free the Stars, it would say In We Hunt the Flame. I don't know if it's to not spoil the first book, I guess, but still, that was weird. I love these covers, by the way. I enjoyed the first book a lot. Like, I love the ideas and stuff. I just didn't know how certain parts of the plot were executed. But yes, I will pick this up and read it. Hopefully this year. I'm just bad at picking up sequels. See a bit of other books that I have done here. Here is Elizabeth Acevedo's next book, which yes, of course I will pick up. I actually have an arc of this, so a review will be coming of that, which I got from NetGalley. And I can see other books and all authors that I've heard about. Friend Scheme, the next book by Cale Dietrich. I don't know how to pronounce his name, I'm sorry. His first book was one of my most anticipated releases, and I'm so excited for his next book, so yes, I will be picking that up for sure. And I see other books that I have heard about, and yes, I'm picking up this one. Oh my god, the cover is so beautiful. Yeah, it was a lot of releases for May, but here we are in the end. Early Departures by Justin A. Reynolds, I would definitely also pick up, because I read Opposite of Always earlier this month and it was everything. That's all there is to this video. I have been looking at all 3 months now. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry for the camera falling all the time, and I hope you like this video. You will see me soon in a new one, and tell me if you have heard about any of these or if you plan to pick any up. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!